Sorry about that, guys. I ran out of time on the encoder, so this is part 2. Okay, so where was I? So now you have Bob, and all the NAs pop up, right? But let's say I don't want it to bring it back for some reason as an A. If it doesn't find it, it's gonna mess up my totals here. Because if I have a total here, and I still need the total for, I mean, the reasons could be for cross verification. When you do cross checks, this is when this would be really helpful. So you would tell the formula is, if is an A, and that's if it's not applicable, if you find this and it's not applicable, and you don't have to understand how it works, but you got to close the parentheses again, then you do another comma, and let's say we wanted to return, if it's not applicable, we would want it to return can't find with a frowny face and close parentheses. Okay, I know it's silly. And then you have to repaste that formula again. Oops, might have confused it with this. Let's see. There's an A, close parentheses, can't find. Right, need another there. See? We couldn't find it. Can't find, but look, wow, our totals now add up. And we know that it found $151 total. But these we couldn't find. So there was something wrong when I was pulling in the information from a large source. Now what do I mean by a large source? Let's go back and let's see. Let's say this was all Bob A. I had like 50 Bob, I don't know, another 2 Bob A's, 3 Bob A's. Boy, it would be confused, wouldn't it? So how to fix that? And the reason I might have so many Bob in January could be different projects. Let's say this was, he worked on project A and B and C and project D and project E and project F. So we gave him a lot of work, you know. And this was all the different projects that he worked on, and this is how much he billed per project for the whole month of January. So how do we get the information across? Well, first let's start with a formula called SumIF equals SumIF everything here, comma, that equals Bob A. I want you to sum in this column. Pretty simple. So $554. Lo and behold, if you look at here, it's 554 bucks. Perfect. So we know that for vendor Bob A in all of January, right? Let's take January. Total was this much. Obviously, you could just insert it, but let's say you have so much data that you don't have time to go through every single column. You just want to get a whole summary of these dudes, right? You would take this, you would come here, you know, you would remove duplicates. Where is your remove duplicate? Remove duplicate, boom. You would be left with this, and then you would do a SumIF from here, summarizing thousands of rows of data. You would save yourself a lot of time than going in individually and making little, you know, a summary here and then adding them all up. You could do it much quicker by just using this formula, right? Now let's say I quickly want to sum that over as well, same way we did with the VLOOKUP. How do we do that? Well, we definitely want to freeze B4 and definitely want to freeze B9. We want to freeze Bob as well, because that's the only person we're interested currently. And the only thing we do want to change is the columns. Okay, so let's get this Bob A. We'll know that this is the summary for Bob A. Sum for Bob A. And let's take this formula and copy it all the way down. Bingo, this pulls up 5 for February, and when you do F2, by the way, it lights. I love that feature, and in Excel, it allows you to move very quickly and realize what's inside each cell. You just press F2, and it tells you exactly what it's highlighting. So the blue part is January. Ooh, you see, that's what we didn't do here. We want to lock in column B4. I thought I did that, didn't I? Maybe I didn't. There. Oh, it changed. That's weird. We'll try that again. So let's lock in this. There. See how it's locked in? Beauty. Oh, what did I do wrong? See? You rush, make mistakes. Don't rush. There we go. Now, theoretically, our total here, right, this whole total, should equal everything there. How are we going to prove that? Well, we're going to go in here. Let's see. Wow, what do you know? 17,658. 17,658. See this right here? 17,658. That's the sum of all of this. So this 17,658 matches that. I know my formula is correct. And let's look inside the actual cell and make sure that it's pulling the right info. Yep, it's looking at only vendor Bob A. And we pulled the formula all the way to the right. And we froze this green thing, this green cell, which is Bob A. We always want to look at Bob A. I mean, obviously we could have moved it here. You know, it doesn't matter where you put it. And C4 through C9. This is what we always want to change, so we didn't put the dollar signs. When we put the dollar sign in front of the B, that locked in the column B. When we put a dollar sign in front of the 18, we locked in row 18. And column B. That's frozen. Can't move anywhere. C4 and C9 is obviously something we want to move as we copy the formula across, right? We're just going to copy across, not down. So when you copy it across like that, it has to work, and let's prove it. See, that's frozen. The blue and the green is frozen. But lo and behold, excuse me, lo and behold, each column is summarizing a different amount. A way quick way. And this one is total across. So that's great, you know. So now you could do so many things with Excel formulas. It's not even funny. There's even a better one. The SumIF is a very basic one. There's another one called SumProduct, which is like it's an amazing SumIF, because this is basically saying SumIF equals Bob A, right? Remember that? It was we moved that here. Right? But that's just one criteria. That's just saying, well, sum this column here, wherever you find anything here that's Bob A, please summarize it. Anything that's not Bob A, please don't bother. Right? So, but now we want to have the same thing, but for Marley, and there's like Marley A, Marley B. How would that work? Well, let's take the formula there. Fortunately, it's still looking only there. And we want a summary for all the Marley B's. And he worked on Project ENF together with Bob A. Now let's quickly copy and paste that formula. Oops. See, something went wrong. Oh, that's good. Bingo. Now it's only looking for Marley B. And notice how I copied the formula from Bob A. Why? It's because of the placement of the dollar signs, which makes it that easy to summarize. And of course 5908. Let's double check that all our Marleys is 5908, and they are. So we know that, check, we did our job correct. SumProduct would actually already start getting this whole get up a little bit more complicated. Let's say we had dates. This was 2008 data. This was 2000.